Hi, welcome back to the Oldernar channel, it's Nick here. You may have seen my video from earlier on this week when I shared with you my first 10 minutes playing the Hologram Electronics MICROCOSM. What a pedal it is. Just to confuse matters, I filmed that video about 4 weeks ago, so I've had roughly a month to get used to the MICROCOSM and really understand what it can do for me. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 13 presets that I've currently got stored and saved in my MICROCOSM. They're all going to be played through the MICROCOSM alone, and in future videos I'm going to show you what those presets sound like alongside other effects. If you haven't subscribed already and you like watching content around creating and producing music, gear and pedal demos, or just keeping up to date with Oldernar bands' music, then hit that button.
Okay, so we'll make our way down to the user setting, and that is the presets that I've saved. I'll share in a future video how to save presets on here. And you can see that there's 4 different lights in a row. So if we call this one bank, and then we've got 4 blocks to save, or 4 sounds to save in our presets per bank. So we'll start with the first bank and the first setting, which you can see is in our Mosaic micro loop. Okay, so it's in micro loop, so that gives us some short loops that are kind of played at different speeds and collide and interact with each other, which I think sounds really, really cool. The next setting is also in micro loop, I believe, and it's in sequence. So go through the same chord sequence and see what that sounds like. So as you can hear on that setting, I've got the mix fairly low, like I did on the Mosaic setting actually. So you can really hear the dry signal and then the effect of the MICROCOSM come through afterwards. As you can hear with that one, the MICROCOSM is rearranging the dry signal into short, almost rhythmic sequences, and there's layers of actual bit crush in there as well, at sub-octaves, which to me sounds awesome. And now we're going into the glide setting. Okay, so glide takes short loops, I suppose, of what you're playing, and it alters the pitch. For full disclosure, I know there's a glide setting that I've created further on in my patches, which is going to replace that one. So I'm going to delete that setting actually, probably straight after this video. And there's another glide setting later on that I'll share with you that I prefer. Okay, so for the 4th preset that I've saved, we go over into granules and we're into strum. Okay, so that's something a little bit different. To me, it's almost like a really short, sharp delay, extremely quick delay. Just want to re-emphasize that this is just the MICROCOSM. So obviously I'm making some of these settings here, and I guess other pedals in mind that will work really well with in conjunction with these settings. So I've saved another strum here, so let's hear how this one differs. Yeah, so I really, really like that setting. Not too dissimilar to some of the sounds in the micro loop for me, that one. However, kind of a more laid back version. You can just hear parts of the loop kind of colliding with each other and then shooting off in different directions, with a slight pitch shift in there as well, and some double speed going on to give you quite a relaxing but confused sound to me. And that sounds really nice in headphones in stereo as well, just in case you're not listening to that in stereo. So we've gone into multi-delay now, and we're in a setting that I've created using pattern. Let's listen to that. Okay, so it's been a week or so since I created these presets, and you've just seen me editing that one on the fly. It's essentially given us a rhythmic pattern in reverse. So I've pressed this button here, which you'll see the way that the lights move dictate whether the effect is going forwards or in reverse. And I've got that preset saved to reverse. I had it fully wet actually, and I don't particularly want that. So as you saw me do there, I brought the mix back in a little bit, and I changed some of the subdivision and the tap tempo on it. So that's one that I'm gonna probably play around with and alter. Not really how I would like it. But yeah, it's the reality. That's what I saved the other day. So let's see what the next setting is. So now we go down to warp. Okay, pretty straightforward. A real nice delay, essentially. With a bit of a rhythmic pattern behind it. I'm assuming this warp is going to be a little bit more. Okay, so again, I hope you can hear that. Being much easier to hear, probably in headphones, but there's some really cool stuff going on there. There's some pitch shifting going on with the delay taps that you'll hear. So I think a lower octave and then some higher octaves coming through slightly after. Again, sounds really, really cool. Okay, I think we're on number 9 now. So this is into the glitch effects now and ARP. How cool is that? So yeah, not much more to be said about that. The glitch bank gives you some fantastic different sounds. We'll go through a few more in a minute. The ARP is almost like using a synth, I suppose, arpeggiator, and this one includes loads of pitch shift stuff going on as well after the fact. So really like that sound. And we'll go to another glitch now. Auto Madness, so that's where we're getting into some really glitchy stuff with all sorts of pitch shifts going on, bursts of delay, bursts of repetition, and yeah, I could see that being really useful in moderation, I suppose. And my buddy Fatty, he uses this interrupt setting a lot in parallel with other effects to create movement within his within the pieces that he records, mainly drone work, to really good effect as well. Okay, so then I think I went back to the micro loop and wanted to get a bit more bang for my buck with that. So I think this is the glide setting that I've said earlier I'm going to replace the original glide setting that I created, because I really like this one. So the main difference between that glide setting and the one I showed you earlier, I think, was the subdivisions and the tempo. And then another sequence setting. I must have maybe got a bit of better understanding what it does. So you almost got like a phased sound on the dry signal, and then you've got a really high-pitched oscillating delay that's probably about 2 octaves up, that then comes in and then moves down to probably about an octave up. So there's a lot going on in that one. Yeah, I think the filters are playing that as well. And then this is my final preset, so made 13. Unlucky for some, but I'm going back to Mosaic, and again I really like this sound.